What it do, man? It's your boy Josh. We back up in this thing with another one. We woke up this morning. It's another beautiful day. All praise to the Most High, man. Let's get it. Guys, today specifically, I want to talk about the number one sign, the number one tell if it will succeed, if you will be successful, if it will be successful. Whatever it is that you're setting your mind out to achieve, whatever it is that you are wanting to, instill into your life, you wanting to better yourself, you wanting to evolve as an individual, you want to be better, you want to experience better, you just want to, generally just be better and everything that comes along with it. I'm going to tell you the number one sign that when it comes to, whether or not you'll be successful at it. And, just defining on what that is, say for example, you want to be better. You've recognized that there are certain habits and certain traits and certain things you have to do in order for you to make those dreams become reality. In order for you to actually see your actual goal met, you have to do certain habits, and you may be instilling new habits, new certain things that you have to do that you weren't previously doing before. And so let's just imagine, whenever you do start this new habit, you're going to have a crazy amount of motivation. You're going to have an insane amount of drive and energy and push behind this new installation of a habit, or this change of actions, and just changing up our lifestyle a little bit. Okay, you're going to be extremely motivated. And if it's one thing that I want you guys to know, is that motivation always runs out. Motivation is like any other emotion. It's a temporary feeling. There are times where you will be happy, and eventually, that happiness will wear off, and then you could find yourself being sad. And then, you could find yourself being sad or angry, and then find yourselves no longer being that sad or that angry, as time moved on. You can probably refer to days in which you were angry. You can probably refer to a day in which you were extremely happy. It's all just to say that no emotion lasts forever, and motivation is an emotion. It's a feeling that doesn't last forever. It's a drive. So whenever you look at people that that are successful and have actually achieved the things that you may look yourself into achieving, you may look at them as somebody that had an indefinite amount of motivation. Like, they never ran out of motivation. Their motivation lasted forever. And so your question probably would be to them is to ask yourself, well, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay motivated? How do you stay motivated? I'm going to let you guys know right now that staying motivated is impossible. It is impossible for you to feel one emotion. I mean, you possibly could. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but like the most successful people do not have a consistent, steady basis of feeling motivated. That feeling of wanting to do it, that feeling of thinking that it's going to be easy and that you're super capable. You being also a side part of being motivated is also being very confident. You've dared to be great. You've dared to put change in, and so you've searched and obtained the confidence in order for you to finally act. And so now you're acting on your confidence. Right now you're feeling a drive. You feel like full of energy. You're motivated. That doesn't last forever, guys. That eventually runs out. And then the number one sign to tell is if you will actually succeed at whatever it is that you're trying to set yourself up for, is when you come up to that first moment of realizing that you have no motivation, that you don't have that energy, you don't have that same drive as you once did when you started. Actually, the drive, the motivation has been completely depleted. You have zero motivation, you have zero energy, you have zero drive. All of that is eventually going to be coming, my friend. Just you wait. If you still feel motivated and, as weeks go on, that's good. That's a great emotion. If I had the ability to choose to be motivated every single day, I would. So don't allow what I'm saying to say, oh, okay, now I'm expecting to become unmotivated. I'm not saying do that, but I will say, as a human, you experience multitude of feelings. You're an emotional being, and so when it comes to that, like, if you can agree with me that you can't have any sort of emotion forever, there's going to be a certain time where this thing that's driving you, that's energizing you, that's got you so hyped, is not going to have the same exact feeling as it once does today as it did previously. My very first video, I was extremely motivated. My very first year doing YouTube in general, I was extremely motivated, okay? I had a lot of energy and drive. That motivation eventually ran out. Okay, so what has continued, what is the number one sign is when you get to that phase, to that moment of where you don't have any motivation. To number one tell is if you will be successful at it is if that does not stop you. You continue to work and you continue to grind despite having zero motivation. The number one sign, if you will be successful at whatever it is that you are, working in or trying to become, the number one time to tell if you will be successful is if you can do it when you are not motivated, when there's no motivation in the tank and you can still do it. That right there, my friend, is letting you know that you got exactly what it takes. You got the capabilities. You have the drive to be consistent, even though you don't have the feeling, you still have the discipline in order for you to make the harder decision and choose to continue to grind and put the work in that's necessary despite how you're feeling about it. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know about what motivation can be used as, a great sense of motivation. You can use motivation to do what it is actually is. It's a temporary feeling, so you can use it to reach goals that doesn't take a lot of time to reach, that can be accomplished temporarily, that doesn't require any sort of long-term action, something where it's like it's a quick sprint, and then as soon as we quick sprint, it can be done as quickly as that. That is when you may say, for example, you may have added senses of motivation where it's just like, okay, I got to take advantage of this motivation the way I'm feeling, so let me go ahead and up my productivity. Let me go ahead and take advantage of the feeling that I'm feeling right now. Or let me go ahead and spew up some motivation so I can get to X, Y, and Z by the end of this week or in a few days. That's the way you should use motivation. You should use motivation where it's just like, you should find ways to get motivated when it comes to you just finish, like you worked out consistently for the past 3 days and now, you're reaching, day 4 and day 5. You shouldn't need motivation to get you through the first 3 days. You should only need motivation to get you through that last one before you finally take that rest day. Use it for that intended purpose. What's going to get you the long-term success that's going to build up that consistency that takes over a multitude of time, that goes past the time frame where you have the ability to probably feel every single emotion, every single feeling. That right there is called discipline. That right there is when you have systematically reprogrammed your mind, your brain into the standard and in which the actions in which that are required for you to consider the day to be successful. So you hold yourself to a higher standard now. You say, yeah, despite how I'm feeling, despite whatever mood that I'm in, this is the standard of my life. I must do this. This is a part of who I am. This must be done despite how I'm feeling. If you want it bad enough, if you want it to work in your favor, you will go against the feelings of not wanting to do it. Even that wouldn't hold you back. Even that wouldn't hold you back. You could possibly just want to stay asleep in the bed, watching Netflix. All of those things are great things. They feel great. They're comfortable. And it's easy to go ahead and just, say, yeah, I'm going to do that for the day. I'm not going to get up. I'm going to just stay here and relax. That's an easy decision. And it also feels good. That sounds pretty relaxing. Who wouldn't want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Relax, chill, not do anything, just be idle, not have to work or put any sort of effort. That sounds awesome. Of course, that would be something that you would want to do. And it's easy to give into it. That's like your human nature. But to go against your nature, go against, what the masses and what most people would do, doing what is necessary, doing what is right, doing what is hard, is the right decision, especially if you want to live the life and you want to be in the place that most people are typically at. If you want to be and receive and live a life that most people don't, you can't make the same decisions that most people would. Because most people would choose not to continue going on once they run out of motivation. It's no coincidence that, once New Year's comes, that's the time for a new calendar year, an opportunity for you to reset, an opportunity for you to re-image yourself. It's a great opportunity for you to just say, you know what, I can be better. I'm going to be better. Okay, and then at that point, you're extremely motivated. Because why? Because you know that these goals can happen. You know that if you put in the work necessary and you stick through it and you stay disciplined throughout this year, you can actually make this something great in your life. This can actually be what it is that you intended it to be. But what happens usually? Usually a couple first few weeks go by, and then when is that time? That's when most people run out of motivation. And what's that thing that's going to keep them in that gym? That's going to keep them being consistent. That's going to make sure that it's not motivation, it's discipline. And what discipline is just have the ability to just say, you know what, despite how I'm feeling, this is the way that we are behaving. This is what we do. This is how we act now. This is how we operate. And when it comes to you being the best version of yourself, bro, it's not the superficial things, the surface things that come in there and alert you and let you know that you're the best version of yourself or you're on the way. No, it's that you start believing that you can be. And once you start believing that you can be, you start acting and feeling like you are. You know, the feeling of feeling like, bro, I'm a cold mother, you know what I'm saying? That just doesn't, like, that's not going to come when you get that new car, that new house, or X, Y, and Z. That's going to come when you naturally just decide to say, you know what, I am that guy. I can do things that most people cannot. I can stay disciplined. I can dig deep. I can be resilient because that's who I am. That's the type of guy who I want to be. So I'm going to do what's necessary. I'm going to walk in and talk in a behavior that's in aligned with me being the best version of myself. And that guy doesn't really give in to his feelings. That guy can be determined and can accomplish anything he sets his mind to. That I see myself as a winner. Anything that I want to win at, I deem myself as capable of winning. Yeah, they may have tried it, they may have done it, but once I do it, I expect it to be a different experience for me because I'm different. They're not me and I am not them. I carry myself in a different way. The way that I live, the decisions that I make, I have the discipline that it requires. I'm telling you guys that, man, if you guys want to see whether or not, man, am I starting this for no reason or wait until you get to a point where you have no motivation. That's when you're going to find out whether or not you really got it built into you. Whether you do have it are capable of doing it. Because you guys that are starting these new habits, and I know you have that deep thought of, man, I hope and I wonder that I'm still doing this and I stay consistent with this a year from now, 2 years from now. I know a lot of you guys think like that and hope and wonder and wish that would be the case. I'm going to go ahead and let you know that this is how you will know if this will be the case, is when you run out of motivation and you still got the ability to go after it because you want it that freaking bad. If you can do it when you don't feel like doing it, if you can do it when you feel tired, if you can do it when you feel sleepy, you can do it when you ain't got no energy, brother, you can do it. That's the only thing that matters, is that you have to just do it on a consistent amount of time, not allowing anything to stop you, not feelings, not emotions, not what. You can stay consistent. You're unbothered, you're unfazed, your focus and your attention is so dialed in that it's like nothing can stop you. So if you have that for a consistent amount of time, if you have that ability and you continuously make that decision, that harder right decision, the decision to not listen to your feelings, but listen to giving you telling yourself that, hey, this is what it takes now, this is what's required, and this is what we do, and anything less than this is unacceptable. If you have yourself the ability to do that for a continuous amount of time, oh my goodness, brother, with that attention, that drive, that determination to be that resilient, to rise above any and all things, to where you finally put yourself in a position where the only thing that can stop me is me. Where it's like, yeah, no, they don't got no control over this. They don't got no control of this. I'm not going to allow this situation to stop me. I'm not going to allow this situation to stop me. This is what I do in order for me to be me. Hell, guys, I've been working out for 10 years, guys. Guys, I go to the gym because if I don't get to go to the gym, I don't feel good. I have to go to the gym in order for me to feel good. That's how I reprogrammed and rewired my brain. I just went on vacation this past weekend again, bro. Went back to New York City, chilled there. Didn't go to the gym for about 2-3 days, man. Started feeling terribly. Started looking myself in the mirror. Started having body dysmorphia. Stopped looking. I'll say I need to get back into the gym in order for me to start feeling like how I feel, feeling like how I operating, doing what I do, holding myself a standard to the standard that I've set. I've been chilling, I've been relaxing, but I've been chilling and relaxing too much. It's time to lock in. I need to do this. That is how it will be eventually anything that you start doing, once you get past the point where you need motivation, it's going to get to the point where you need it in order for you to feel like you're you. You've been instilling discipline on you so much that your body is now reprogrammed and rewired, and it's like, what? We're not working out today? Again? Are we sure about that? Man, are we going backwards? Are we improving? Why are those thoughts going? Because I've reprogrammed my mind that there is a new way of doing business. That this is the way we proceed, and this is how we carry ourselves, and this is what we do on a day-to-day basis. Now, if I were to stop doing that, bro, I'd start tweaking out. I have to do this. That is the point in which you can go to. Now, when I go to the gym and work out, it's not even as if I'm working out. It's as if I'm doing what I was made to do. Doing it like I was supposed to do it. Do it like it's natural, like it's not even a big task. The reason why it seems so uncomfortable and it's a bit and like a big task and it's so daunting and you feel like you can't do it is because you ain't been doing it. You're just uncomfortable. That don't mean that you ain't capable. But as long as you stayed within that season, if you stood 10 toes down and you withered the storm and you said, you know what, I'm going to get better, you would eventually become more comfortable. It will eventually have not been so hard. Say, for example, if I say, hey, shoot 10 free throws and make 8 out of it. Hell, that could possibly be very hard for you. But let's say I say, okay, you're going to take the next 2 months and you're going to practice, and every single day you're just going to shoot free throws. You think eventually you will never get back to a point where it's like that goal would be met pretty soon. It probably wouldn't even take 2 months for you to do something like that. Despite how you feeling, you going in there and you getting the shots up. Despite what happened at school together, you still going to take that time to get those shots up. Despite you being sleepy, you still getting the shots up. Despite you probably haven't ate as much as you were supposed to eat today, you still going to get those shots up. Yeah, you could possibly have an excuse to not getting your shots up, but you still get your shots up. That's the type of guy you got to be. When you think of the best version of yourself, like I am, that guy that has it all, that has the most intellect, like the guy who I admire to be. There's some people on YouTube that I follow that I admire to be just like them, and they are proof that it can be possible. I want to be just like them. And that guy, the things that he would do on a day-to-day basis, he probably wouldn't have a lot of time to be, you know what I'm saying, worried about being liked. Worried about what somebody thought about him. He probably wouldn't be in that business of worrying about what people thought of him, because he would just think so highly of himself. Nobody couldn't think of nothing. He's successful. He has life figured out, and life is working in his favor. You think, and he's been doing it because of, you know, stepping into what he was supposed to do, stepping into what he thought was right, and not caring about what other people said. And hell, look, he's at the top of the world, and he's feeling like nobody can tell. He's feeling fulfilled. How can you come here and tell him, hey, he's doing something wrong? That's the type of guy that I imagine myself being. I'm not going to wait till then to start feeling like that. I'm going to start feeling like it right now. Because why not? I'm capable of it. What's preventing me from that? It's just me, myself, and I. As long as I clock in every single day and I do whatever it takes to, if I continue to do those actions, and I would eventually become who I've always thought I was. You'll start to see it on the surface level. You'll start to see it in the physical. What I think what my belief is, what I think of, I will start to see it on the physical. Because why? Because I would have believed in it so much that I would have done everything necessary to make it a reality, because I really thought that it could become a reality. I moved and operated as if it wasn't far-fetched, as if it wasn't a dream, but it could be a freaking reality. I'm doing these actions, I'm putting these in place because it matters, because it can become true. It's what can dictate whether that reality that I imagine can actually be in reality. That reality is actually in my full authority and full control. I can make that happen. What do I have to do to make that happen? If I just focus on doing this and staying consistent, and even staying consistent even when I don't feel like I'm motivated or feel like doing it, that is what's going. That's literally the only thing that's separating from me from it. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. It's just my actions and what I decide to do. Decide what to focus on. Decide what to prioritize. What if I prioritize doing this every single day and making this my main mission, my main focus, chasing this, getting better at this? How can I not succeed? If I can do this, even despite how I'm feeling for the day, if I can do this, basically, if I'm in a good mood, mad mood, don't matter what type of mood, if I can do this, how can I not be successful at it? Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, they've all played games when they've been in the best mood, but they also have performed in the same exact way and showed up to work even when they were in the worst conditions. The flu game, iconic. Why is it iconic? That the things that other people tend to say, oh yeah, that's the reason as to why I don't feel good, so I won't perform. That's not true. That doesn't have to be the case. Oh, I'm not at my best self. I don't feel the best, so I think I should stop and I should slow down. No. Since I don't feel the best, then I won't perform the best. Nobody's telling you that this is true. This is 1000% black and white Bible. You're just choosing to believe this. That could be your opinion, because you can also have the other opinion that despite how I'm feeling today, despite that my mood, I still can make it productive and I can still be successful. That my action still matters. That this sickness, that this illness, that this thing can only stop me if I decide to allow it to stop me. I want to win so bad that I can even do it when I'm sick. I believe that as long as I'm out there doing what I do, and if nothing stopped me, and I will win, the outcome will still be the same outcome. But the second that I don't choose to stay in power, where I give power to the illness, the opposition, the resistance against me, as soon as I give it power, I will go ahead and submit to whatever result it leads me to, because I chose not to play, because I decided not to, you know what I'm saying, do what I was supposed to do. I can't be mad whenever I lose. I chose to sit out, and I chose to deal with the repercussions and the consequences of that decision. MJ said, I'll be damned if I'm going to let this illness or let the flu have control over this outcome. I'll be damned. Said, I'm going to be damned if I'm going to let some sort of virus stop me from being who I say I want. I'm a winner and I'm a champion, and despite how I'm feeling, I'm still going to do what it is that I do. This will not stop me. The only thing that will stop me is the time when I decide to say, yeah, I'm going to be stopping. I'm done. But you don't have to believe that you can believe, man, I'm sick right now. I feel a little bit under the weather, but this just can't stop me. I can still be great. Yeah, I may not feel the best, but shoot, I can still be great today. Putting in this a little bit of effort when I'm feeling tired, when I'm feeling sleepy, you know, can get me closer to the goal. Majority of people would have used this as an excuse to stop. What if I do what a majority of people won't do? Where would that have me at? What if I choose to do the one thing that most people can't do? I wonder what type of result and what type of thing that I will manifest from doing just simply that. I wonder how this will cultivate. If I just continuously do what other people would choose not to do? Oh my goodness. What if I continue to do something that is hard, that is difficult, that other people just say, hey, I can't do it, they probably won't see the end result. They probably won't see the reward. But hell, what if I see the reward, and what if I keep going and since they don't want to work towards it, what if I go out there and show that it can be done? Man, think about how much better you'd be. The sense of confidence, the sense of self. To look at yourself and be like, bro, look at all these people making the wrong decisions. See, that's the thing too, bro, is that we can become swayed by the masses. You see majority of what other majority people do, and what they think. The self-assurance in yourself is doing what most other people won't do. Bet on yourself, and then watch you winning. And then they wish they could have did what you did. But when you were starting out, they looked at you like you was crazy, like it wouldn't work. But there you went and you showed that it could be work. that it could be done, and that they was wrong all along. That all that really mattered is what one believed. That they believed it couldn't be done, so therefore they didn't do any actions and things necessary to ensure that it would get done. This person did think it could get done. They did certain things to ensure that it could become a possibility, that it will get done. And then look what happened. It happened. What am I saying? I'm saying whatever you believe is what's right. So if you believe that you need motivation in order for you to accomplish whatever goal, whatever task it is you set forth, that will be the case. That will be the case. If you go ahead and see, I would do it, but I don't got the confidence, or I don't got the motivation. The motivation is what? Okay, but you can choose to believe that, you know what, motivation is not going to have that much power over me. I'm going to go ahead and tell myself that I don't need motivation in order for me to do it. That way, when you expect yourself to not need motivation, you don't sit there and get all defeated like, oh my gosh, I can't get it done. You say, no, I don't have motivation, but I believe I don't need it to get it done. So you just go out there, and then you go out there and you see that, man, I actually can do something when I don't have motivation. Just simply believe in it. Expect it to happen. Okay, whenever I don't have motivation. So if you were to ask me, like, Josh, can you work out without no motivation? Yeah, I believe it. That's what has been the case for all summer. You think I wanted to be in the gym this summer? Clearly by my actions, I had no motivation to be in the gym. I wanted to be outside and have fun and relax and enjoy life. I had no motivation. But you can see videos, at least for me, on a week, at least once a week, twice a week. Why? Because I can do it whenever I don't feel motivated. I can work out when I don't feel motivated. That is the best sign. Because that will then let you know that I can actually be consistent for a long period of time, and that's what's all that really matters. It doesn't matter how what you can do on a short-term basis. It's how long you can be consistent. LeBron has been playing forever because he has been the most consistent when it comes to taking care of his body. He has set a standard and has instilled discipline and told himself, what I'm trying to be, I'm trying to do this for a very long time, so I have to do certain things that other people aren't willing to do. I have to make the harder decisions. I have to sit there and be like, I need to recover. I need to sit here and recover. I would go out there and do this. I would go out there and have fun, but that's not the actions that I can take right now. He's instilled that discipline in himself that most people aren't probably going to be able to do it, but he's told himself, I am going to do it. And so I'm going to carry myself and hold myself accountable that most people wouldn't. And that's why it is the way it is. It's no coincidence. That's why it's so aspiring looking at people succeed, is because you know that what's making it happen is that it's their belief in their thoughts and belief in themselves. LeBron says he could play until he's 50. I promise you, if LeBron really had something to prove to somebody and he really wanted to prove that point, I have no doubt in my mind that he would be able to do it. Because people didn't expect him to do any things when he turned 40, when he turned 35. They were expecting him to slow down, but he didn't believe that. He didn't believe he was supposed to be slowing down as he got older. He believes that I can do this. And he has realized that as long as he believes that, it can be done. He can do the certain actions and put certain measures and do certain things that can ensure it. He's in full control. We could possibly all say, no, it can't be done. It can't. It doesn't matter what everybody else thinks. As long as he believes that it can be done, it can be done. Nobody wants to take that. Nobody wants to send that offer to LeBron. Be in a position where they don't have any control, but they have to sit there and hope that he runs out of motivation. You think that is? No, it's not motivation. Something drastic. He has something much more. He has the discipline, and he has the drive and the mental belief required to make it happen. Well, what you believe is true. And what you can do is you can believe to say that I don't need to be a guy that needs motivation to do this. I can be the guy that just does this because this is what I do. You want to be a fit person? Do what a fit person does. A fit person is in that gym every single day, despite however they do. As long as you believe that you're a fit person, you will do what fit people do. And then you will become fit in the physical. It's that simple. It's that simple. And you can do it. Have the thought, have the belief that it can be done, and then tell yourself it will get done. And go out there and do it. And don't stop. So, I hope this video helps. I hope you're not eager to be motivated, because that's not required. You just need to have the discipline and the ability to make the hard decisions that other people aren't willing to make. And so that's all I got for y'all boys, man. Before y'all go, man, please make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I'ma holler at y'all.